So thank you all for listening to me. It has become something of an annual Davos tradition for me to give an overview of the current state of the world.
It's a privilege to be here at this forum where leaders in business, science, art, diplomacy, and world affairs have gathered for many, many years to discuss how we can advance prosperity, security, and peace. I'm here today to represent the interests of the American people and to affirm America's friendship and partnership in building a better world.
I find the current moment in history rather painful. Open societies are in crisis, and various forms of dictatorships and mafia states, exemplified by Putin's Russia, are on the rise. In the United States, President Trump would like to establish a mafia state, but can't, because the Constitution, the institutions, and a vibrant civil society won't allow it.
The U.S., like many other countries, unelected bureaucrats, and we have, believe me, we have them all over the place, and they've imposed crushing and anti-business and anti-worker regulations on our citizens with no vote, no legislative debate, and no real accountability. In America, those days are over.
Whether we like it or not, my foundations, most of our grantees, and myself personally are fighting an uphill battle, protecting the democratic achievements of the past. My foundations used to focus on the so-called developing world, but now that the open society is also endangered in the United States and Europe, we are spending more than half our budget closer to home, because what is happening here is having a negative impact on the whole world.
Since my election, we've created 2.4 million jobs, and that number is going up very, very substantially. Small business optimism is at an all-time high. New unemployment claims are near the lowest we've seen in almost half a century. African-American unemployment has reached the lowest rate ever recorded in the United States, and so has unemployment among Hispanic Americans.
By protecting the democratic achievements of the past is not enough. We must also safeguard the values of open society so that they will be better able to withstand future onslaughts. Open society will always have its enemies, and each generation has to reaffirm its commitment to open society for it to survive. The best defense is a principled counterattack. The enemies of open society feel victorious, and this induces them to push their repressive efforts too far. And this generates a resentment and offers opportunities to push back.
The nation's greatness is more than the sum of its production. A nation's greatness is the sum of its citizens, the values, pride, love, devotion, and character of the people who call that nation home.
You were pretty hard on Facebook and Google. What solutions might you propose, and how should these companies be regulated?
Well, I don't propose to be an expert on the subject.
The other thing is I've always seemed to get, for whatever reason, a disproportionate amount of press or media. And throughout my whole life, somebody will explain someday why, but I've always gotten a lot. And as a businessman, I was always treated really well by the press. You know, the numbers speak and things happen, but I've always really had a very good press. And it wasn't until I became a politician that I realized how nasty, how mean, how vicious, and how fake the press can be as the cameras start going off in the back.